guys, welcome back to El Merengue Culé. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Yesterday we did the Barcelona player ratings for the defenders. Today we're gonna do the same thing but for the midfielders. Let's get to it. Alright guys, and first up we have Coutinho. A player that pretty much got injured and we just didn't see anything of him, which is why I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10. We cannot give him any higher than that. He only had 14 appearances, 3 goals and 2 assists. It's not bad, but again, the amount of appearances, and it's getting to the point where I think it's time to part ways with Coutinho. Season after season, injuries, this and that, whatever. It's just not a good fit for Coutinho. I really thought this was gonna be the season where he was gonna blow up for us, but no, it just wasn't. And it's sad to say, but we have to move on. And this next player, it hurts. It's a player that I had to be very objective because you guys know I love Riqui Puig, and I'm gonna have to give him a 3 out of 10, which hurts my heart. Last season, the end of last season when Riqui Puig became a starter, we were all so excited for him. We all thought, oh, this next season he's about to kill it, and quite frankly, he just didn't play enough. Ronald Koeman, he was not part of Ronald Koeman's plans, and he just didn't play. We cannot give him anything higher than a 3 out of 10 because of the lack of minutes. Whenever he did play, he impressed me. I saw everything that I saw last season. Breaking lines, a lot of energy, defending, not letting his size, or his lack of size rather, affect him negatively. So I'm still a big fan of him. At the age of 21, I think he still has a lot to offer at Barcelona, but honestly, he has to start playing. And Ronald Koeman, and with Ronald Koeman being our coach for next season, I see it hard. I hope he doesn't leave Barcelona, but honestly, it might be the best for his career, but I really hope he stays with us. So with that being said, Riqui Puig, a 3 out of 10. It hurts, and I hope next season you get a lot more playing minutes because I do think you deserve it. But we have to keep moving forward as much as it hurts. Up next, we have Pjanic, who I'm actually going to give him a 3.5 rating, higher than Riqui Puig, despite, I think, all of our opinions being that Pjanic has got to leave Barcelona. I think at the age of 31, he's not got much. He doesn't have much left to offer to Barcelona. He is on the decline of his career, and quite frankly, if he wasn't a starter now, he's not going to be a starter next season. He actually got 30 total appearances, which is a lot more than I thought. When I think back and remember on last season's on last season in general, Pjanic for me never played, never came on as a sub, never started. So I don't know how he managed to get a total of 30 appearances, but yeah, a 3.5 rating for him. He actually played a total of a little under 1,300 minutes, comparing that to Riqui Puig, who played 560 minutes. So honestly, Pjanic played twice the amount of games that Riqui Puig played. But with that being said, I'm still going to give him a 3.5 rating, and I think the best thing for Barcelona is to get rid of him. Hopefully we can sell him for a bit of money. Maybe we can trade him off for I don't know, a different type of player, I don't know. But we have to part ways with Pjanic. Up next, we have Ilaix Moriba, who I'm going to give him a rating of a 5.5. Does get the Merengue Culé approval, so higher than a 5 is a positive rating. He's a player that had a similar, not similar career, but a similar season. Riqui Puig's previous season, he did not play much with the main team for the first chunk of the season, and at the end of the season is when he started when he started getting a lot more minutes, but especially coming in as a sub, which is where I'm gonna hinder him a little bit. Quite frankly, I think he's a good player. At the age of 18, I think he's got a lot yet to prove to us Barcelona players. I think whenever he comes on, he's a very stable player, plays a lot older than what he actually is, has control of the ball, is calm on the ball, doesn't get nervous, which is something very commendable, again, for an 18-year-old player. But when you actually see him play, it's easy for him to go kind of missing, which is a good and a bad thing, because it's showing us that he's not going above and beyond. Like, he doesn't have a key statistic or characteristic that really sets him apart from other midfielders, but at the same time, he's not causing any mistakes, which is why I'm gonna give him a positive rating above a 5, but not much higher, a 5.5. I think, again, he has a lot left to show to Barcelona, and I hope he stays. In terms of the renewal of his contract, it's not looking as easy as we thought it was gonna look, but I definitely hope he stays with Barcelona. Now, I also think it's very interesting when you actually look at his minutes played, 650. So that is above what Riqui Puig actually played, and well, Ilaix Moriba only played for the end, like the middle-ish end to the season, which goes to show how much more protagonism he had than Riqui Puig. A total of 18 appearances is pretty good. Again, most of those coming in as a sub. 2 goals, 4 assists is not bad. So to summarize, I hope Ilaix Moriba renews for Barcelona. I think he still has a lot to show us, but for this season, I'm going to give him a 5.5 rating. Alright guys, and next up on the list, we have Pedri. 52 total appearances for an 8-year-old on the Barcelona main team. For an 8-year-old, that is insane. Pulling up a lot of numbers. In terms of goals and assists, 4 goals and 6 assists. I'm gonna be a little critical there. For a Barcelona player playing 52 games, pretty much every single game, I do expect a little bit more in the assists and the goals, especially when he is the main attacking mid. I definitely want him to pick up on the amount of goals. I think his shot is possibly one of his worst attributes, which, again, I'm going to be very, very critical of Pedri. I think he could have had at least 8 goals. I really do think so. If he just had a little bit better shooting or more character to actually look for the shot. I think he's a very selfless player, looked for Messi, which is why I think he fit very well into this team. But again, I want a little more protagonism out of him. It's something that I've been asking out of him the whole season. 6 assists isn't bad, but it could be better. In terms of his key statistics that blew us away this season, I think his dribbling is the first thing that comes to mind. We see him get out of very tight spaces, places where a player shouldn't get out of. He finds a meg, he finds a little flick, and he gets out of sticky situations, whereas I think that's his main characteristic. His passing is also very good, finds a lot of cheeky little flicks to find players like Messi, like Griezmann. But apart from that, so yes, while his passing and dribbling is great, especially for an 18-year-old playing with grown men, when you actually compare him to the grown men, it is hard to place him a little bit above average, which is why I'm going to give him a 7.0 rating for this season. I think, again, just like Ilaix Moriba, just like Riqui Puig, he still has a lot left to show, and this being his first season at Barcelona, not easy. I think he killed it in that sense. But whenever you compare him globally to other teams, to other midfielders, to other world-class midfielders, it's hard to say he is doing this considerably better than other players, which is why I can't give him anything above a 7.0. So again, Pedri, I'm going to be very, very critical of you because I have big expectations out of you, but a 7.0 is what you're getting for this season. And up next, we have Busquets, who I'm going to give a 7.5 rating. This one blew me out of the water. Well, Pedri did too, not going to lie. But Busquets, I thought this season was going to be the season where he just wasn't going to get enough playing time. He's getting towards the end of his career. He is currently 32 years old, but has the pace of a 50-year-old. Yet, that doesn't affect him on the field. 50 total appearances, I think, for Busquets is magnificent. 0 goals, 5 assists. I'm not too worried about that. He is the type of player that does a lot 90% of the dirty work for Barcelona, gets a lot of clinical tackles, stops counterattacks, again, despite his pace, does get beat off the pace, which is what's mainly hindering his statistic. But again, he is the player that allows the system of Barcelona to run. Not many players could replace Busquets. He has the definition of the Barcelona DNA. Knows how to link up well, knows how to find spaces. This man, I mean, we've seen it throughout his whole career. He is a special player. But this season really impressed how well he was able to do at such an age, which is why I'm giving him a very positive 7.5 rating. Very happy with Busquets. I hope next season it can be the same. Again, I think he has max 1 or 2 years left of him at this top level. Honestly, topping that 1 year left. But I'm hoping he's with us for forever. Obviously, he can't be. But 7.5 rating, very happy with you, Busquets. All right, and our final and best midfielder, De Jong. My goodness, what a season De Jong had. Again, the previous seasons with Barcelona, we were always asking a little bit more of him. We're like, oh, he's showing good signs, but either gets injured or this and that. Just wasn't blowing us out of the water this season. He blew us out of the water. 51 total games. I think he only missed 1 game due to accumulation of yellow cards. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was the last La Liga game. So that would have been amazing. Just like Pedri, pretty much to play every single game. Insane out of De Jong. Getting a total of 7 goals for a central / more defensive mid in a 5 in the back system. Oh my goodness, that is insane. 7 goals. What this guy was allowing Barcelona to do, I think the most important factor of him is his conditioning and his ability to get into attacking positions from the midfield. Again, he is not an attacking midfielder. At least that's not where we were playing him. So for him to get 7 goals, that is insane. And now total assists, 8. Again, another very, very good factor, considering the fact that he is not our attacking mid. This guy was killing it. Running, defending. And, I haven't even talked about his versatility. The amount of positions De Jong played this season, insane. Obviously, we talked about the center mid, the defensive mid. He did play a few games in the attacking mid, but also played center back, also played outside back. And I don't really remember, but I would not be surprised if at least in 1 game he played outside wing. This guy played everything. I think at one point he even played striker. I don't even know. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. But what this guy allowed us to do, when we were running through a lot of injuries, before we actually decided to pick up Mingueza from Barça B, De Jong had to step back there and play a lot of Copa del Rey games where he played in the back line and looked like a natural center back. This guy, what a season, which is why I'm going to give him a 8.0 rating. The reason it's not higher, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to give him 8.5. What a fucking season De Jong had. Yeah, just fucking insane. The reason it's not going to be higher is because I don't think he's at his prime yet. And that's what's very exciting about basically all these players except maybe for Coutinho and Pjanic. I think he still has a lot yet to show for Barcelona. And with the season he just had and still have room to grow, fucking insane, guys. One of the things I love the most about De Jong is his attitude. He is never complacent with the games with how well he's been playing. He's always says, I have room to improve. I'm still working harder. I'm getting coaches to help me with this, to help me with that, which is something that I love of him. I hope in the future he gets the captain badge. Him or Ter Stegen, I think will be future captains of Barcelona if he does decide to stay with us. Guys, I hope De Jong stays the rest of his career at Barcelona at a high level. So with that being said, as a whole, I'm gonna rate the Barcelona midfield an 8.0. Very, very positive rating for the midfield. Again, considering the fact that we lost important players like Ivan Rakitic, like Arturo Vidal. Arthur not as important, but still another midfielder we lost. There were a lot of questions coming into the season with, who's gonna play, who's gonna start. Obviously, we did not see we did not see Pedri starting anywhere near as many games as he did, and same with Busquets. We did not expect him to play as many games as he did, and De Jong finally showed us why we paid what we did for him. So very, very happy with the midfield this season. This season, it was kind of like not necessarily the make or break factor, but if the midfield was not as good as it was, my God, we would have been in trouble, and I would not have been surprised if Sevilla actually ended on top of us in La Liga and we ended 4th place. So very happy with the midfield. You guys know the drill. If you disagree with any other players, if you thought I was a little bit too lenient or maybe a little bit too harsh, let me know down below. You guys know what to do. Hit a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you want to see similar content like this, hit the subscribe button. My brother and I are going to be doing a live reaction to Portugal versus Germany. I'm going to talk to him about a potential live stream. Can't guarantee that right now, but stay tuned to that. Hit the notification bell on to be announced if we are going to do the live stream. And with that being said, see you next video, and Visca Barça.